What are you guys looking to do, and why are you inviting the community to hear what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is to update and make an amendment to our action plan for the distribution of some federal money that comes through our community development office, specifically $250,000 from the 2019 action plan and the 2023 action plan, in order to use those for different projects that we have on the horizon with the city of Longview.
And what were they destined to go towards if you guys are not considering this?
Yeah, I don't have the specific details, but big picture, we have projects that require things like land acquisition. Sometimes just projects take a while to move from the conceptual stage to the finalization stage, and HUD has specific timeframes in which we have to spend the money. And so what we're doing with these is reallocating these funds to projects that are basically shovel ready, right? We can go ahead and spend the money immediately so that we can meet HUD guidelines and also meet HUD's time frame in order to use the funds as we move forward. So one of the requests is to reallocate $150,000 for a reconstruction of Park Street, and that's the entire length of the street, starting down at Sabine Street and going all the way north to where it ends. Now, you might know this road is right next to our Stamper Park, and there's been a lot of development in that area that's a kind of city already. We took away the fire training center that was there. That was a big improvement. The 2018 bond package created improvements at Stamper Park. And then, of course, the pool is going in there. So this reconstruction of the street will dovetail really well with all the other work that has been going on in that part of our community.
What's the need with the street? You know, if that money doesn't go toward the street, you know, what issues kind of?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be a full reconstruction of the street. You take up the asphalt, you relay it down, and if you drive that street, you wouldn't ask the question what the need is. I mean, there's potholes and there's cracking. It's a lot of wear and tear. It's one of our neighborhood streets, and so it definitely has seen the end of its usable life. So this will create a long-term life for that road, again, right there near one of our central parks in town at Stamper Park.
Sure, okay. And so with the full 150,000 all go towards that road in particular, or is it kind of like that's the expected cost whenever we start?
Yeah, absolutely. So construction of that project is actually supposed to be just a bit over $100,000, plus you have your engineering and your design fees, and so that 150 will cover that project, again, the length of the road north to south to reconstruct it.
So if y'all have some left over, would y'all put it back to where it once was?
Yeah, I don't believe we will. I believe the whole project all in is 150, and that's why we're able to allocate these CDBG funds towards that purpose.
Okay, that's great. And as far as, say, if you guys go to the meeting, people are like, yeah, let's do this. You know,
Yeah.
what does potential timeline look for construction and whatnot?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are looking at, with construction companies, it looks like we could probably start in the summer. And you're absolutely right. It depends on getting the feedback. It depends on getting council blessing on the construction contract and then letting. But this is not a years-long project. We'd expect to see work this year on that, and probably as soon as this summer.
Sure, okay. Moving to the $100,000 part of this, I forgot the name of the program.
First-time homebuyer, I think.
First-time homebuyer. It's
Grant.
a down payment, right?
Yeah.
Grant application.
Absolutely.
And
So it's about it is $100,000 towards our first-time homebuyer program, and specifically to fund grants of up to $20,000 that people who are trying to get into a home for a first time could apply for, and that money then helps them with the cost associated with buying a home. We know for so many people that down payment, the money associated with purchasing is one, maybe they could afford the mortgage every month, but there's a lot of costs associated up front. So this is a tool that we have in place, and this would help fund potential grants for residents who are going through that process.
So if the grants are up to $20,000 and it's a $100,000 relocation,
it's like 5 or 6.
It's like 5 or 6 people, you guys.
Sure.
And so tell me, I mean, as far as, obviously that's important to you guys. If you think if this could help only 5 or 6 more people, in that way.
Sure. I don't know that the grant has to be up to 20, so I think there's some play in the joints of how many different home buyers it could help. But certainly this would be an important step for the residents that it's able to help. One thing I would note is the reason for this reallocation really already comes from residences. So the mayor has had task forces that have looked at question of housing in our community. And so they came back and said, we need to help people get into homes. And then council is along with that same mindset. And so we're really hearing from the community that this is an issue we need to focus on. And so being able to reallocate those funds, it's a small first step, but it's a first step, and it provides one more option for residents. We already offer a robust first-time homebuyer program through our housing agency and through development, our community development department, and that includes workshops on what you need to know if you're a first-time homebuyer, providing all sorts of resources, not just money we give out, but helping connect first-time homebuyers with resources that may exist in the community already, other places where they could get necessary funding. And so this would be one additional tool in our ability to serve those residents. I would say that we already have a built program, but not a lot of folks know about it. So if one thing that comes out of this is people are aware that our housing authority offers assistance to people who want to buy a home for the first time, that's great. And certainly, if we hear from residents that they want us to reallocate those funds for this purpose, that'll just be one more additional tool that we have, additional funding to help with this very important mission that they do day in and day out. We haven't received any comments yet that folks are against these things or think that they're not important. So we would be surprised if we heard from residents that way, but that's why we have the 30-day period. It goes all the way till April 1st, so people can provide feedback through that time. The government, particularly because these are federal government dollars, they want to make sure that we as the city want to make sure that we're providing the space to not make those decisions in a vacuum, to hear from residents. And so we've got a couple weeks. Would love to hear from anyone who has ideas, because it's really from that community input that we can put those federal dollars to the best use here in our community. Both of these projects really align with the work that is already going on in the city of Longview. So with focusing on the park and that region of the community, with the focus on housing, the current housing study that we have, the other investments we've made in the Longview Housing Authority, these projects would align and further the good work that is already being done.